Hello everyone and welcome. My name's Lainie and this is Big Girls Really Do Cry, and it's photos of the week time, apart from it's photos of the past time. I haven't really been anywhere because my wheels are dodge. I'm still waiting for them to be repaired. I'm telling a lie, I have been round the block and I have been to Tesco's today. Tesco's is like 8 minutes away, and I gaffer taped my wheel with duct tape, and yeah, it's probably not good. It is worse, and there's another area where it's coming apart, and I'm scared now that it actually will come apart when I'm in it. So from now on, today being Thursday the 12th, I will literally have to stay put, and it's already getting to me. Yeah, it's not good. I don't know how much I need to do it to just get out and disappear behind the camera, makes a massive deal. Yeah, so fingers crossed for me. I'll try and stick a photo of what the wheel looks like before I gaffer taped it, so you can see that it's worse than last week. I'm sure I showed a picture last week. I think, did I? I showed a picture somewhere. Oh, it might have been a bit like the chatty vlog thing that I did. Yeah, I think it is. I think I showed it on there, but it's worse than that now. So it's got duct tape over it, like 2 layers, to try and sort of stop it getting worse at least, so that I could get to Tesco's today, because I'd arranged to meet up with cousins, my uncle, auntie, my niece, my great nephew, my sister, and it's kind of like a thing that we're going to do every month, and so I didn't want to miss it, and so I thought, right, I'll gaffer tape it up. But other than that, I've only been out once or there, and there's only about half a dozen pictures, nothing much. So I figured what I'd do is I'd dip back into the past and go through some of those. So I picked out my favourites, and I went through my favourites and then picked out favourites from those favourites, because there's a lot of photos, and just showed you different things. And I was going to do them like all together, so there would have been birds, insects, flowers, views, and other creatures and whatnot. But the birds alone is the bit that I talk over is 20 minutes long already, so I kind of thought, yeah, maybe I'll just leave the others. I'm hoping I don't need to do this again, because I don't think I'll cope with it very well. Let's just say. So I'm hoping that when I do photos of the week again, I actually have photos of the week. Sorry, these are all just birds. I did intend to do them all, but I didn't want to overload it, and like I said, I just realised that I'd talk too much, and you don't say it, Lainie, you don't say you talk too much, do you? Even now I'm talking too much. Anyway, I'm going to show you them and then I'll be back. So I thought I'd try and put these in kind of like a bit of size order. So this is the smallest. This is a Wren. I spoke about this recently because of the baby one. I love how their little uptail turned tail. They are so loud considering they are so tiny, but this one looks a bit like it's annoyed at something. I'd heard of Wrens before, but this I hadn't. This is a chiff-chaff. I spotted it in the tree, couldn't work out what it was, hung about for ages like some sort of tree stalker, and yeah, I was chuffed. I got this photo and another one that was similar, which showed what it was. Didn't at the time know, never knew it existed, and neither did I know these existed either. This is a long-tailed tit. I tried to get photos of this so many times, and it's still not the greatest picture, but I'm super chuffed I actually got it in the camera, because normally it was just kind of the end of its tail that I got, or I got one really good one, but it was of its back. And I was so frustrated, and I don't see loads of these around, so yeah, I was really chuffed to finally see one. Unlike this is a goldfinch, and there are loads of these about. I'm not sure why I never noticed this before, but you know, like, but since I've really started looking like around us, it's amazing how many things that you see. And there's usually a few of these at a time. You don't tend to see them on their own. And this is a little blue tit. I picked this photograph because I just liked the way it was like, look as if it was looking around something to see, and I just thought it looked little and cute. And I've got a similar photograph, and it just looks like a tennis ball, because you can't quite make out its head, and the yellow bit just looks like a tennis ball, so it's super sweet. These are great tits. There's actually two. I don't know if you can see the other one, which is on the roof itself, rather than the guttering. Again, never seen them before. In fact, I don't think I'd really noticed any of the birds I've mentioned so far out and about, because up until I started taking photographs, which is really weird considering they're all around. Same with this. This is a greenfinch. This was another one that sort of eluded me for ages. And then I went round the corner one day, and I was on a wall eating the seeds off this dandelion, and I thought, you know, it looked like I had my camera, quickly whipped it out and took some pictures, and as you can see how well I'm well chuffed with the results of it. I got quite a few, some were with the actual seeds hanging out his mouth, but I think I've showed them before, so I thought I'd try different. This is a female sparrow, or a spuggy as it's known up here. Those of you who know Biker Grove will have heard that reference before, but yes, this is a spuggy. Clearly her nest was in the wall, and she was just about to come out. I had heard of sparrows before, never heard of these. Now this is a dunnock. Dunnock rhymes with tonic, as in the tea cake, but yeah, and this was taken on my old camera. Some of the others of what I've shown, I'm not sure if I've took some of the others on, maybe, oh yeah, the great tits and that, but this was took on my own camera, and it was like the first really decent picture that I was like, I really like this, I was really chuffed with it, you know what I mean, kind of thing. When people had said that before that some of my pictures were good, I was like, really? This robin, or the dunnock, you may have seen on some cards if you've ever bought from me for mine. You'll have also seen this robin, because he's on them as well. I think this would make a great Christmas card actually, and I should have thought of that, but I love robins, they're just beautiful, also very loud. This is a chaffinch. This is a male chaffinch. I'm still trying to learn like about depth of field and the ISO and aperture and all those different things that come with having a camera. I really don't know what I'm doing with my camera, but I know the blurred background bit is good when you're focusing on something small to have and I think it's a depth of field, that's what that's called. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but this is how amateur I am, because I haven't got a Scooby-Doo. I've learnt a lot about birds and stuff. And this is a black cap. Last week I think I showed you a female. This is a male, more obviously with a black cap. Now this is an unusual one that I'd never heard before. This is called a linnet. This is a female linnet. I don't really know much about them. Someone said I was lucky to find them in built up areas because they don't normally, because this was like literally outside my house, and apparently they don't normally come around built up areas, but so I was lucky to see it apparently. But yes, a linnet, again one I've never heard of, and he's another one I've never heard of. This is a pied wagtail. The name Wagtail is because they literally do wag their tail. I chose this picture because he was like running along the grass and I just thought it looked really cute. Not sure on whether the females are different or if they're the same in with these. Anything I do know, obviously I will tell you along the way, but it's so surprising to me how many birds I didn't know was in the UK, which is sad really. Following on to another one I didn't know. This is a meadow pipit. Now, at first glance, I kind of thought this might have been like a song thrush or like part of the thrush family type of thing, because I didn't see it close up, and then it kind of hovered thing over, like, because this was right on the coast, and it did this kind of hover, and then I kind of thought, oh, that's different. So obviously realised that it wasn't, and when I took the pictures, realised it wasn't, and found out it was a meadow pipit. Now, these are barn swallows. Now, I put this picture in. It's not the greatest in the fact that the parent one in the middle is blurred. However, I do still like it, just at the fact that the two babies have their gob wide open. One of them in the wrong direction, which is a bit strange, but I think it realised it wasn't getting anywhere, or maybe it was, I hadn't had the chance to turn its head and it flew past. But absolutely beautiful. I love the way these fly. It's just amazing. Now, speaking of thrushes, this is a song thrush. This is what I was thinking the other bird was, the meadow pipit. As you can see, he's in full song there, just mouth wide open. These are related to the blackbird, so there's blackbirds and song thrushes, and there's a few other different kinds of thrushes that have just gone out of my head, but can't think of them at the minute. Speaking of the blackbird, this is a blackbird. This is a male. If you see, females are more sort of brown kind of colour, but also as the young, like the juvenile, they don't usually change. They don't usually get that adult feathers till later on, like, so I guess to distinguish between whether they're going to be male or female. But yeah, this is a male. I just thought it was great because he was kind of peeping around the railing and I managed to get a picture. Okay, so this is a woodpecker. I always had I thought that they would look different. Does that make sense? And I think it was because I'd watched Woody the Woodpecker. Again, this was something I looked for, and I'd heard from other people and seen other people's pictures of him in the park, and I tried my best, and one day I was in luck and I managed to get this, and I was so chuffed with it. So this is a starling. Again, something I'd heard of, never really realised, paid attention, which again is just terrible, because the colours in these are absolutely amazing. You can see the purple, the blue, the green, the yellow. It's just absolutely beautiful. This is a male, and the reason I can tell it's a male is that right at the bottom of the beak, near its face, essentially, it's kind of like a light blue grey colour, which means it's a male, and the females are literally like a light pink colour, so that's how you tell the difference. Also, the females tend to be a little bit more muted in colour. They don't have the sort of shininess. Okay, so this is a magpie. Again, not really sure if there's a difference in male and female, because I actually didn't check, which I should have, but normally I look up stuff, but I'll find out stuff. But anyway, absolutely love these. They're so cheeky. I love the way that they do this bobbity hop thing that when they're running along. That's just yes. And again, also have beautiful colours, sort of iridescent blues and greens and purples type of thing. Alright, so this is a Moo Hen. This is a water bird, and they have the most hugest feet in comparison to them, which is cool. And in this red beak, there isn't a way of telling a female from a male in these, apart from if they were side by side. Maybe the male would be slightly bigger, but other than that, there's not really any way. And they both like look after the babies, they both feed them, they both do everything. So, which is how a modern man should be, isn't it? Now, this is a Mandarin Duck. So obviously the front one, the one at the back, is a female mallard. But the Mandarin Duck, when I first saw one of these, never in my life had ever heard of one, thought they existed. And I was kind of thought it's like some colourful budgie chicken, like, which is how it is. Absolutely stunning, the colours that are in these. And they're not as big, they're not that big, like, compared to some of the other ducks. But so pretty, like, just the colours are amazing. But yeah, I'd never ever seen one before, and as to be honest, with most of the birds in this, I'd never seen one, so I was really pleased when I did, and I was so surprised at what it was. These two are Tufted Ducks. This is a male and a female, so the male has the white in them as well, the female does not. It's more of a sort of brown colour, which I don't think you can really tell. I like this picture because it looked like they were like sort of looking at something and going, hey, look at their disgracer. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why, but that's just how I felt. And obviously they've got the laser eyes. Well, they're not really laser eyes, they're just yellow eyes, but looks cool. I got to put some pigeons in, Anna, because pigeons are everywhere. These were just having a bath or cooling down or whatever. I love pigeons. I just think they're like, they're the sort of, it sounds awful to say, but they're the dimmest of the bird world. That they just look like they're going, oh, really, oh, like everywhere they look. It's just like they're just so, you know what I mean? I can't explain. And similarly, which is, you know, not far away from them, this is a collared dove, and these look incredibly shy. So similarly, not very bright like the pigeons, but also incredibly shy, where the pigeons are just like, I'll come and sit on the edge in your arm and you know, whatever. There's just a bit of a story to these. I'd never seen these before, took a photo of them when I was down the river, came back home, looked them up. Now, the male is the white and black one, the female the brown one, you know, usual story. And it turns out that they are called eider ducks, right, but spelt E-I-D-E-R. My mum's name was Ida, although it was spelled I-D-A. And obviously I'd spotted these not long after my mum had passed away, and it was weird because in the same week my brother had found a note on someone had dropped a note on the floor as she was going into the shop. It was that shop note or whatever, and when he picked it up, it had my mum's name on, like, well, not my mum's name on, but someone else's name called Ida she was doing the shopping for. And also there was like another issue within a taxi where someone was talking about an Ida, and it's just sort of weird because, like, up until then, like, I've never really heard people mention the name Ida, and I always thought my mum's name was quite unusual. But yeah, it just, I don't know, it just meant something a bit extra, I guess. You've seen this fella before anyway. This is actually a mallard, but he's a bit of a crossbreed, and that's why he's different colours. Another part of the sort of crow magpie family is this jackdaw. I've never seen a jackdaw until this point. Absolutely love the blue in their eyes and the grey that they have around their head. The crow family, you know, crows in general and anything related to, which is these and magpies and rooks and ravens and whatever, I absolutely love them. They're so intelligent, and they're just absolutely beautiful. And speaking of a crow, here is one. He was just like on a bank in Thompson Park, I think, and he was just like taking in everything, and so I took a picture of him. But the crows around my way had been stealing the fat balls off my bird feeder by pulling them off. So, you know, like managed to pull them over because of the rope thing that was on, which just shows how clever they are. Obviously had to do the seagull as well. I know loads of people don't like seagulls. I always feel sorry for them because loads of people don't like them. I know that, you know, they are scavengers and they are they do, you know, come across quite vicious and they will take from anyone and anything, I suppose. But they're only being what they are. They're not, you know what I mean? They're not, this is what they are type of thing. Like, they're less scared of humans and they have to feed their young and they're fiercely protective of their young, and, you know, as we are type of thing. And this one is obviously a good otter singer as well. But yeah, I quite like the seagulls, or any gulls for that matter. Okay, moving on. This is a cormorant, or in some parts of the world I think it's known as a shag, but yeah, we'll stick with cormorant. Never seen these before in my life, basically, up until I started to actually take photos, which is amazing. Spotted this one down the river. I haven't managed to really get anything. Well, I suppose this is about the most decent I've gotten, but it's hard because obviously they're quite far in. But you know, one day. And I couldn't do this without the swans. I absolutely love the swans. This is Hazel, Jack and Hazel, which is the two swans in the town. So this is Hazel. And I took this photo on my old camera actually, and I just love it. It's like in the light, you know, like sort of, I don't know, being in the darkness and now living in the light, or maybe she was going back to the dark side, I don't know, but I just love it. And this is in the calendar. I think, isn't the seagull in the calendar as well? Did I put that in? Honestly, that's really bad, isn't it? But yeah, I absolutely love the swans, and I have hundreds of pictures. It's really hard to choose, and I went with this one because it was one of the first swan pictures I was really chuffed with. Moving on to the heron. I haven't seen the heron since last autumn. This is obviously autumn. And yeah, I haven't seen them since then. I'm hoping that they'll come back again, so I get to see them again. There was two at one point, but then for a long time there was just one. He won't be able to stand on the plastic because it's now a waterfall. So he won't be able to stand on that now, but hopefully they will come back. And they're just amazing, but they kind of look Jurassic almost. Yeah, they do. They just kind of look like they should have been a dinosaur or part of the dinosaur world. But yeah, that's everything. I really hope that you liked them and you I don't know, learnt something. Never realised, like me, how many birds are in the area that we live, which is amazing because I didn't realise. I'd heard of blue tits and stuff, and I knew, you know, probably seen pictures, never seen them before, and yet now that I look for them, I see them, if that makes sense. Especially, you know, in sort of the March time and that, when they're getting prepared for nesting and stuff, and the trees aren't sort of very leafy, shall we say. See them more often then. But it's amazing what is actually out there, and I mean, that's, like I said, just birds, and let alone the other things that I've got to show you, or not show you if I don't have to. What I might do is I'm hoping that I've got photos of the week, but next week, and as I said earlier, and then I can actually get out that I'm not still sitting here next Thursday waiting for my wheels to come, because oh my god, yeah, I can't think about that. So I'm hoping I do, if I do, and I actually do have pictures, what I might do is I might do the others still, because I'm getting all the photos together anyway now, and I might as well put them together if I don't need it, that is. Anyway, I'm just going to stop waffling because I've probably added another 10 minutes on this whole thing for no reason. Anyway, thank you very much everyone for watching. Please like and subscribe. Please let me know what you like, what you don't like, and I shall catch you next time.